Welcome back to the Ultimate General Hospital channel. Secrets are exploding, loyalties are crumbling, and shocking betrayals are changing everything. Buckle up, because today's drama will leave Port Charles forever changed. The latest developments make it clear that Cullum has set his sights on two very valuable hostages. I believe Charlotte and Carly are squarely in his crosshairs, and the possibility that they could end up held at Windermere feels very real indeed. Charlotte means the world to Valentine. Anyone who has followed this show as long as I have knows how fiercely protective Valentine is of his daughter. Cullum understands that weakness perfectly, and he is ready to exploit it. At the same time, he senses how important Carly is in Valentine's life right now. That split-screen moment at the end of the June 24 episode was masterful. It showed both women in positions of vulnerability while hinting at the danger closing in around them. I felt my heart race just watching it. Carly has always been a fighter, someone who charges straight into danger when her family needs her. That is exactly why I worry she might walk right into Cullum's trap. If she learns that Lucas is in trouble and decides to sneak into his house to help, she could easily find herself captured instead of becoming the rescuer. Imagine the heartbreak if, instead of saving Jocelyn, Carly ends up as one of the hostages herself. And poor Lucas, he could very well suffer the same fate if he gets pulled into the middle of this mess. These are the kinds of twists that General Hospital does so well, turning our heroes' best intentions into their greatest risks. I have seen it happen many times over the decades, but this time, it feels especially personal. As for Charlotte, the situation is even more straightforward and chilling. Cullum does not need to do the dirty work himself. He has those unsavory associates who can snatch her up with relative ease depending on how the events unfold. A young girl like Charlotte should be safe, but in Port Charles, safety is never guaranteed. I find myself hoping against hope that someone intervenes before it reaches that point, yet I also know the storytellers love to push us to the edge of our seats. Of course, there is always the chance that Cullum's entire kidnapping plan falls apart before it can fully take shape. That is one of the things I love most about this show. Nothing ever goes exactly as the villain's plan. There's one crucial piece of information that Cullum does not yet possess, and it could change everything. He has no idea that Valentine is currently in Geneva, opening up completely to Z, the head of the WSB. Valentine is revealing secrets that could destroy Cullum's carefully constructed world. When that news finally reaches him, I suspect it will force Cullum to abandon Port Charles much faster than he ever intended. The panic that will set in for him is something I am looking forward to seeing. Still, I believe the story is heading toward a dramatic showdown on Spoon Island. That location has seen so many unforgettable moments over the years, and it feels right that Cullum's arc might reach its climax there. The idea that he could draw his final breath on those grounds is both shocking and satisfying. Jocelyn is going to play a major role in the coming confrontation. She has grown so much as a character, developing a strength and determination that reminds me of her mother. Watching her step up and put Cullum on the defensive is going to be thrilling. I can already picture the tense exchanges and the high stakes that will leave viewers breathless. Let me ask you this. Have you noticed how Cullum's troubles seem to be multiplying lately? Every move he makes to tighten his control only seems to create new complications. I think this reflects something important about the writing this year. The show is reminding us that no villain, no matter how clever, can truly escape the consequences of their actions forever. Cullum's obsession with controlling Valentine's story is ultimately going to be his undoing. He underestimates the bonds between these characters, the loyalty that runs deep in Port Charles families. That is a mistake many antagonists have made before him, and they rarely walk away unscathed. I have to admit, part of me wonders if Cullum has overstayed his welcome just a little. He's been a compelling presence, creating tension and drama that keeps the story moving. But there comes a point when we long to see justice served. The thought of him facing a deadly outcome after everything he has done feels like the payoff we loyal viewers deserve. Yet, I also appreciate how the writers keep us guessing. Maybe he finds one last clever escape. Maybe the confrontation with Jocelyn takes an unexpected turn that spares him for now. That uncertainty is what makes General Hospital so addictive, even after all these decades. Another question I keep turning over in my mind is how Carly will handle being caught in this web. She has overcome so many challenges in her life, from difficult relationships to life-threatening situations. Her resilience is one of the reasons I have always admired her. If she does become a hostage alongside Charlotte, I suspect she will find a way to protect the girl while looking for any opportunity to fight back. That kind of courage in the face of danger is what keeps me emotionally invested. I do not want to see her suffer, but I know the story will be richer for the struggle. And what about Valentine? Learning that he is confiding everything to Z in Geneva gives me real hope. The WSB connection could bring powerful resources into play against Cullum. It is the kind of alliance that shifts the balance of power dramatically. I have seen storylines like this before, where a character's absence is actually part of a larger plan that pays off beautifully later. This could be one of those moments. As I sit here thinking about the upcoming episodes, I feel that familiar excitement building. The air in Port Charles is thick with danger right now, and every character we care about seems touched by it in some way. Jocelyn stepping into a central role in the confrontation feels particularly meaningful. She is fighting not just for herself, but for her family and friends. That kind of personal stake always leads to powerful television. I truly believe we are heading into some of the most intense weeks the show has delivered in recent memory. Cullum's new obsession with controlling Valentine's world through these hostages is bold storytelling. It raises the stakes and forces everyone to make difficult choices. Whether his plan succeeds even temporarily or collapses under the weight of unexpected revelations, I know it will deliver the kind of drama that makes me grateful to have followed this soap for so long. There is comfort in knowing that even when things look darkest, General Hospital has a way of bringing light and resolution eventually. Cullum may think he holds all the cards, but he is missing the most important ones. The love between fathers and daughters, the fierce protectiveness of mothers like Carly, and the quiet strength of characters like Jocelyn, these are the forces that usually prevail in the end. I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. Will Charlotte and Carly actually be taken? How will Valentine react when he learns what is happening back home? And most importantly, can Jocelyn help deliver the blow that finally stops Cullum? These questions keep me coming back, day after day. If you have been watching as long as I have, I suspect you feel the same pull. The beauty of this show is that it rewards patience and loyalty with moments that stay with you for years. The writers have done a wonderful job layering these developments, giving us just enough information to stay invested without revealing everything at once. It respects the intelligence of longtime viewers like us while still surprising us. That balance is harder to achieve than it looks, and I appreciate it more with each passing year. One of the most compelling developments is Carly's bold move. She is pretending to be kidnapped in order to get closer to Jocelyn and find a way to rescue her. I have always admired Carly's courage and quick thinking, and this latest scheme shows exactly why she remains one of the strongest characters on the show. By willingly walking into danger, she is turning Cullum's own plan against him. This proves how his new obsession is creating unexpected vulnerabilities. He believes he holds all the power, but Carly's deception could be the very thing that unravels everything for him. I find myself cheering her on while worrying about the risks she is taking. In all my years of watching, I have seen mothers go to incredible lengths for their children, but this feels particularly personal and high stakes. At the same time, the story is building toward a major shock involving Cullum himself falling into a trap. The very kidnapping plot he has been orchestrating is now ensnaring him. This reversal is what makes General Hospital so addictive. Just when you think the villain has the upper hand, the writers deliver a clever twist that shifts the momentum. Cullum's obsession with using Charlotte and Carly as leverage is backfiring spectacularly. He does not yet realize the full extent of the danger he is in, especially with Valentine revealing critical secrets in Geneva. Every step he takes to tighten his control only seems to tighten the noose around his own neck. I have to say, this new layer of danger facing Cullum adds such rich tension to the storyline. It humanizes the conflict in a way that feels fresh. He is no longer just the cold schemer. He is a man whose obsessions are leading him straight into peril. Will Carly's pretended captivity give her the opening she needs to save Jocelyn and expose Cullum? How will Jocelyn's role in the upcoming confrontation on Spoon Island change the outcome? These questions keep me on the edge of my seat, wondering what shocking revelation is coming next. In my opinion, this development proves the writers are listening to longtime viewers. They understand we crave stories where love and family loyalty triumph over villainy, even when the road is filled with suspense. Cullum's growing troubles make me hopeful that justice is approaching, perhaps faster than he expects. His obsession has clouded his judgment, and now the dangers he faces are very real. I cannot wait to see how Carly's plan unfolds and whether Cullum realizes too late that he has been outmaneuvered.